It's just, it doesn't make sense. My dudes, hello, it's Emily, and today I'm ranting about architecture. We're gonna talk about McMansions. They're these suburban monstrosities that you can see just about anywhere. They're not really an architectural style so much as the lack of one, because they just lack any architectural sense. They're a jumble of things that you put together and you hope works. They don't work. I'm not an expert about anything architectural or even just McMansions itself. I'm just ranting about it. Someone who actually knows what they're talking about is Kate Wagner. She roasts the world's ugliest houses from top to bottom, all while teaching about architecture and design. She does it really well. She actually knows what she's talking about. She has a TED Talk and a website called McMansion Hell, and I really enjoyed reading through and listening to what she had to say because she actually knows what she's talking about. I'm just here for a good time. McMansions are basically when people try and look rich and classy, but they don't have class, and they aren't really rich because they're trying to use cheap materials to emulate certain elements of that. And it's stupid is what it is. Fake, ugly, and really bad for the environment. These houses are over 3,000 square feet. Do you know how much money and energy goes into heating and cooling these homes? Like, you are contributing to climate change on a whole new level. These houses are usually a bigger size in ratio to their lot size, so they look like a certain finger just sticking up out of the neighborhood because they're so big compared to the other houses of the same sized land. That's reducing green space around your house. Environmentally unsound. I think what allowed for these houses to be so big is because of deregulation and cheaper oil prices in the 1980s and 90s. This allowed for people to buy bigger houses and travel farther away from their home, which contributed to urban sprawl. These houses are what happens when you let people who have no idea what they're doing and have all this new money design and choose what elements they want for their house. Just make the fanciest house you want. Just no problem if it doesn't match. No problem if it doesn't make sense and it looks kind of ugly. Just make it look fancy. Add as many columns as you want, as many windows. If it looks like Kanye West's new clothing line, all the better, because that's bougie now. I think homes should encourage human interaction, or at least being able to see your family every once in a while, or not just be a place to park your cars in a giant 3-car garage. Just, that's a consumerism and capitalism rant that we're not going to get into. These houses don't really encourage any human interaction. They don't encourage family, to be honest, because when you buy a home, you typically, or you should expect to stay in that home for an extended period of time. Maybe pass it on to your children. McMansions aren't built like that. They are not durable. They're built according to the trends and what people think looks fancy and bougie at that time. But really, it's not going to last any more than a few years when that family sells that house for a high price and just keeps buying houses and selling them. Consumerism. McMansions are built with cheap materials too, because people don't care about keeping that home for a long time, which I honestly think is a shame. That's why so many beautiful houses and so many actual mansions are a lot older, because those are actually well designed. They are durable, they're long lasting. Good architecture should be beautiful and useful and durable. McMansions are none of these things. It's just so sad how many homes are being built that are so ugly and people continue to buy them because that they think that's what looks good. And no, it isn't. Just McMansions, good mansion, or just a good building, a good house, should have some sort of balance and symmetry, and it should have a theme to it. It should have a certain rhythm. It should be cohesive. McMansions are about as dysfunctional as American society. I get that America is a melting pot, but your house should not be a melting pot of different designs that don't work together. When you design or draw a house on your own, you kind of start off with a base shape. You start off with a rectangle, and then you might add a little detailing and a little extrusion. McMansions are more extrusion than they are primary mass, or the rectangle that you started with. And a really common little house tumor is the giant garage, or the 7 head of a roof, or that little dormer that's peeking out. And then there are these giant windows that you can just see into the soul. That poor, poor family soul. Architects should know what they are doing. In a well-designed building, the secondary masses complement the primary masses. They don't overwhelm it. And then the elements just don't match each other stylistic-wise, because why have one cohesive style when you can have all the styles? It's like a drunk architect was playing pin the window on the house. Because the windows aren't even in line with each other. Like, there's just no hope. What about symmetry? You learned this in elementary school, right? If you didn't, you could design McMansions anyway. There's a difference between an asymmetrically balanced house and an unbalanced house. With asymmetry, you can still find a line of symmetry, while in McMansions, a lot of them you can't even find where they're supposed to match up with each other. The roof is just jutting out of there, then there's the garage zooping out, and then just if you think you found some semblance of balance, there's that window just sticking out of nowhere, or that dormer just popping its pimple head out, you know? The focal point of the front of the house should be the entryway, but it shouldn't be the entire front of the house. All these columns are supporting is the homeowner's ego, or desire to look nice, or family problems, personal problems. Your architect shouldn't be drunk and finger painting the design onto the house, unless it's the architect's kid. Oh, this is a cruel joke on American architecture. Why are those dormers even there? Comedic effect? I guess that's all I have to say for now. Would it make me a real YouTuber if I said like, comment, and subscribe? Because do those things if you want. I appreciate it, but I still don't know what I'm doing, so I'm probably gonna go take a nap or down some caffeine and ruin my sleep schedule some more. Hope you're having a great summer. Thanks for watching. Bye. Can you actually hit record this time? Oh my goodness. Look, I hope I'm in frame because I'm not redoing this all over again. My dudes, hello, it's Emily. And today, I'm tired. Yeah. Karen's crap. That's so sweet.